Hey everyone, Kyle here. Today I'm going to be going through a sketchbook and doing a sketchbook tour. So this one was started on March 25th, 2017. This is my third sketchbook. I can show the other two. This is book 1, which is a moleskin. This is book 2, which is electrum. And now we're on book 3, which is a Lita art supply. I liked the paper in this book, and the sketchbook overall. I had some issues with the paper having like a bump to it. It was weird. Like sometimes I'd be drawing, and I'd press down, and it would like pop in, like a bunch of pages were on a curve or something. Anyway, so this is book 3. Trying to get it in shot here. All right, cool. So this is book 3. It's the opening page. You can see this book has like 100 pages, I think, so some of them are removed. Sometimes people will borrow paper from me. Sometimes I cut out a page to put in between 2 pages of pencil so they don't contaminate each other. Sometimes if you have 2 pages with pencil on them on top of each other and you write, it will like transfer marks to the other page. So that's why that you'll see missing pages every once in a while, mostly from this first part or the way back of the book. All right, so started off with some hands. I thought I'd be using a lot more colored pencil in this sketchbook. I ended up not really doing that, unfortunately. And a lot of this is going to be from coffee shops. This is from a Proco photo set. This is actually something that I painted previously. And these are all from Bodies in Motion. A lot of these are at a coffee shop in the morning before work. This is on a weekend. There was a bunch of construction guys. This is the first book where there was a lot more invented poses. Like I remember this guy walked by. This is like a yoga roll, and he just kind of walked by, and I took note of him and what he was wearing and everything, and then I drew it afterwards. This is like a building in Oakland. This is Jack London Square. You can see there's some bleed through from the ink on the previous page. Yeah, again, this is a guy that I saw on the train, and I thought his outfit was kind of cool, so I tried remembering it and drawing him later. I see this guy in the coffee shop all the time. I remember for this one, I was trying to take someone I was actually seeing and trying to use a style similar to Persona 5's like background characters. There's like, I put more detail into them than the Persona 5 ones, but they have this kind of like really small feet, like hunched over look to a lot of them. Sometimes if there's not too many people to draw in the coffee shop, I'll like either draw my hands like you saw on that first page, or like draw myself drawing. So this is me looking down at my sketch pad. This is my draw metal rig, which I use to record my time-lapse videos. It's kind of looking down at my own hands. I remember thinking this lady's outfit and pose is really cool, so I tried to make sure I got that. I like this one. Like kind of leaning forward, itching her back. A lot of times I'll see people do something that I think is an interesting pose or something I haven't seen before, like this. I really like the way her weight shifted, So even if I'm drawing something else, sometimes I'll stop and like move on to that other person. I was waiting for a get together with people from my previous job, and I was at a restaurant on the waterfront. This is like the part of the restaurant. Just did a quick sketch. This is actually from a figure drawing session called Sketchboard SF. This is before the session. I was just kind of doodling. It's not very good. These are 1 minute poses. I think these are 2. I thought this model was really great. She had some really excellent poses. Like I really like this one. I like this one a lot. This one was really good. I hate this one. Not the pose, but I hate how I drew it. Her head's too small. I like this page a lot. Some colored pencil. This is not actually from figure drawing. I think this was the next day. Or it might have been the same day, but I was still hyped up on drawing nude people and looked up some photos, I think on DeviantArt or something maybe. It's a different coffee shop. I thought this lady was cool. She kept standing in really interesting ways. First attempt at ballpoint pen. Not entirely successful. I like this pose. I don't know why. It's very plain, but I like it. You can always tell when a page is on the weekend because it gets like way more detailed sometimes, like most of the time. This is all stuff from Instagram. I was just like looking through Instagram and drawing. This is an attempt to draw on the train. Don't draw on the train. BART is like really, really shaky. Like BART is like the Bay Area transit stuff, light rail, and it's like really bumpy and shaky. So whenever I try to draw on it, I'm always disappointed. This is from an airport. I was traveling to Massachusetts for my nephew's birthday. On the plane. So I was there for like a week, so a lot of the drawings are like non-standard. So this is from a YouTube channel called Yoga with Adrian. I think these are just from like photos from the airport or something. I don't remember. They're definitely from a reference. This is more Instagram stuff. I think this is from DeviantArt. This is from Bodies in Motion, I know. So I couldn't go to coffee shops. There wasn't any coffee shops near me when I was in Massachusetts. So I did a lot of reference stuff. Back at the airport on the way home, as is this page. Sometimes when the month changes, I just keep saying the old month over and over. another weekend. This is a mix of bodies in motion and people just in the coffee shop. This is from Monday, I believe. I recognize this lady. She works at the coffee shop, but she has a lot of cool poses, so I kind of always have an eye out for her when she's around. It's a shitty attempt at Junkrat. I didn't think about his skull. I think I could do better now. So this is in the Crunchyroll offices where I work. The guy that started Frederator came and gave a talk. This is Dallas. This is Ace. So this is just people in the seats. This is from the coffee shop again. The one I go to most times has a partial second floor, so you can look down. So that's what I'm looking down at some people here. I think these are from Croquis Cafe. They look too shaded to be actual life drawings. See this lady a lot too. I like that one. This is that same woman that I said worked at the coffee shop. She's leaning against the pole. Cool poses. Why is she always doing cool poses? This is from figure drawing. Again, 1 minute poses. 2 minute. This whole page. 5 minute. I think I was telling myself this wasn't wide enough. I like this one. Generally, when I go to figure drawing, I like a mix of men and women. Today, at this session, there was only men, so it wasn't quite as fun. I don't know why this guy looks so worried. This is from a day. I have a note here. Whoops, didn't record. I drew with my setup all put together, but I forgot to hit the record button. A lot of problems with the facial structure here. Luckily, in my latest sketchbook, I've been doing more faces, especially on weekends. Again, from second floor. You can always tell because there's more perspective. Just a slight amount, because it's probably 40, 50 feet away most of the time. And I'm only up one set of stairs. So it's not a ton of perspective, but it's enough where you can tell by the way their feet are positioned. Security guy. see this guy a lot too. This guy had his socks pulled up. It's weird, like, how much stuff you notice about people's clothing. Seeing people dressed up for work, I know how not stylish I am. This was in another video for my figure drawing, or not figure drawing, life drawing technique. Another ballpoint pen attempt. You can see I only did one on this page because I remember it was like I would try to make a line and it would just push in the paper and not put any ink out. And then I'd like turn to the back of the book and try to write to get it going. It'd work fine, and then I'd come back here and try to make another line and it wouldn't work again. It's very frustrating. I ended up getting a rotring ballpoint pen. This was at a design talk from Creative Mornings. I remember because this woman had really cool hair, so I drew her twice. This is from a photo. I don't remember where the photo is from, but this is maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I thought this outfit was cool. She had like a half sweatshirt on, like half hoodie, and then like yoga pants that came up really high. It's a cool juxtaposition. I see this guy a lot. I try to draw him whenever I'm not drawing someone else. Like if he comes into the coffee shop, I'll kind of wait because I really like his turban and his beard, and he's like really tall and skinny, so he's kind of fun to draw. You'll see him more in other sketchbook tours. She works at the coffee shop also. This is on a weekend, as is this. This is another shitty ballpoint pen test. Did not go well. My stomach's making noises. Sorry about that. Haven't eaten yet. I like poses like this, like where their leg has a lot of form to it. I'm a sucker for people crossing their legs when they're standing. I'll draw that like every fucking time. Another figure drawing. I did not like this model. She moved around too much and she it was just really annoying to draw her. She was the only woman though, so I kept on drawing her, and she was like right in front of me for most of the class. Like in this pose, she started with her feet like this, and then she like couldn't hold it for the whole time, so she switched to like this later on. So like anyone that was drawing her had to like just be like, ugh, fuck. And then in this pose, she was like bouncing around the whole time, like not standing still at all. Annoying. So this is almost the end of the book. This is another weekend drawing session. I'm getting a lot better at drawing hats, I've noticed, from going to coffee shops. So this is the first day with the rotring ballpoint pen. works a lot better. I replaced it the next week or next day or two with Parker refills because I don't like blue ink. So I replaced it with some black ink refills. It still works really well. That's it. So this last day was July 21st. First day was March 25th. So it took a while to fill. The one that I'm working in now is another Lectrum. And these take me a really long time to fill because they're like 250 pages. And they're like really, really thin pages. But I'm only up to here. But here's a preview. This is my page from yesterday. But thank you for watching my book 3 sketchbook tour. Hopefully you'll come back for book 4. Thanks, and have a good day.